You've been doing a lot of work here for the last week and a half on some sophisticated equipment that has to do with 528 Hz frequency, the perfect circle of sound frequencies. Can you take folks through, particularly musicians who are interested in the concert for the living water, because much of this technology is literally revolutionary, spiritually evolutionary, and absolutely. I think that given what you're doing, I think it's literally at the forefront. So as a leader in the field of using synthesizers for sound and healing, introduce yourself, Michael, to the...
Well, my name is Michael. Michael Walton. What I do is I do sound design. I'm very interested in morphing, manipulating, and twisting frequencies. So one of the things that this particular, any software now, this is just one piece of gear that's the Oasis by Korg. It's a really incredible piece of gear, but also a lot of software synths and a lot of programs that you can get all over. They actually allow you to go in and do what's called master tuning. Master tuning is a way to specify the primary frequency at which the software or the piece of gear is going to operate at. And one of the great things about being able to do that is it allows for the manipulation of sounds in a new way that's never been done before, and that's operating from the perfect circle of sound, which is 528. So one of the ways to do that on this piece of gear, which you can get very close, is you actually go into the global aspect of the parameters that you can set to, and you go into the basic, and you can actually do the master tuning right here, which is on this particular unit is plus 12 cents. And anybody that is not familiar with cents, you can generally go anywhere from 50 to 100 cents, either positive or plus or minus, to adjust around the old and, in my opinion, the outdated 440 way of producing music. In this particular piece of software, you can actually go in and you can dial it specifically, and you can go into the system right here under miscellaneous, and you can actually master tune it to 443 precisely, which is a really great feature. And you can actually do that in Logic, you can do it in Pro Tools, you can do it in many of these software production tools, which is a really great feature.
Michael, I'd like to ask you a couple questions about this magnificent research, extremely important research that you've been doing with the perfect circle of sound and this amazing technology. The question has to do with the 741 note, but before we get to the specifics about the frequencies and the discoveries, can you tell people, just take them through a little bit of what you did, taking the tuning forks, applying them to the Oasis, getting then a discovery, comparing with the chromatic chord tuner, and then how you then evolved what your present understanding is to not just how to tune a synthesizer to the perfect circle of sound, but also the implications of the discovery of 741 being engaged, correlated with 440, the standard A tuning.
Anybody that would like to explore how to utilize or tune any device can simply obtain the tuning forks that are equivalent to the perfect circle of sound. They have 528, we have 963, 174, then there's 417, 741. To go with 528, you also have 852, 285. So that completes that.
And that's really essentially a triad.
It's your triad frequency.
A harmonic triad.
Harmonic triad, correct. And then you have 396, 963, and 639, which complete another triad. So you're working with the 400, 417, 741, and 174, and then the other two that I just
explained. Right, so there are three harmonic triads in the perfect circle of sound.
Correct.
Okay.
And those obviously complete the perfect circle of sound. So what I began doing, and this is maybe something that someone else has come across, if you have, please feel free to contact me. I would love to speak with you more. I'm really interested in connecting with other individuals that are working on this type of, in this type of direction. Essentially what I did when I align these, each chromatic tuner, this is another device that allows you to take in the tuning fork in the frequency of the perfect circle of sound and adjust it accordingly. So that's what I did with the chord chromatic tuner. And to skip beyond going through each one of those, I just want to take a look at what I have already created, which is a list. And this list goes down doing the master tune preferences, and it has 528, 285, and it has listed here all of the numbers to complete the perfect circle of sound.
And this is listed now on the www.love528.com website.
And it's under which tag can they find that under?
That's under the second page, I believe, where the instrument tuner is.
Instrument tuner.
It's basically on for musicians who want to retune their instruments to the divine frequencies of the universe. They have the capacity to go online for free. There's not just the free information on charts such as this. There's actually a free tuner, so that you're welcome, please, to go online and begin to play in the divine frequencies. It'll be a maximal blessing. But
Absolutely.
This particular, this chart that you've been developing now is coming along, right?
Yeah, it's coming along. I'm going to have various versions of this. I'll even go into some additional details with working with the human chakra system, which is even more fascinating because that's the part that really caught my eye.
And that's essentially, for those who don't know what the word chakra is, there may be still some who don't. It's an energy vortex. It's an energy spinning center within the body that is associated with acupuncture meridians, energy system channels that go throughout the body that literally connect us to the spiritual world. This is where we get our sustenance.
Absolutely. And the first three particularly pertain to the first chakra, the second chakra, and the third chakra pertain to the physical world, what we come to understand as reality. And this is glass, that's a floor, this is a chair, I'm not going to fall into hyperspace. They help us associate with this, that this is the physical world. And then what is occurring now in the spiritual world, what we're doing, what we're evolving through, is we're taking the leap of faith. We're moving from the third chakra into the heart center. The heart center is love. And that's essentially what these frequencies will enable musicians and artists and creative people alike all to do, is to start working from this center point of love.
So you're also saying then, correct me if I'm wrong, that each chakra system has its own frequency resonance, has its own color.
Absolutely.
And that this discovery of the perfect circle of sound being totally, completely perfect within nature.
Right.
The universe literally spins because of it. That we're now applying that for healing and therapy. Absolutely. As well as spiritual evolution.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Great.
And what that's going to do is a magnitude of things. It's gonna change everything that we understand now as being a way of really truly loving from the heart, which is magnificent. What this can do is when you're working with C, the human body, when you're tuning the human body, you have to start with C. It's just like a piano. Just like working with a piano, you start with C and you work your way up. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And this is essentially a way that potentially was designed backwards to possibly throw people off vibrationally.
Now, before we get to that point, because that's an extremely important statement and a vitally important thesis, because of the discovery, we're now not just opening ourselves up to literally the divine communication channel, the way all of nature, all the birds and the bees are literally vibrating, they're singing, they're buzzing in those natural frequencies. We're not just opening ourselves up to that truth and how we human beings have been in dissonance, that we're literally out of sync, we're out of tune. And so this is the technology for the massive, not just personal tune-up, but civilization's tune-up, humanity's tune-up.